USWA Championship Wrestling. First introducing at a combined weight of 552 pounds from Lexington, Tennessee, Doug Gilbert, and his partner from Orlando, Florida, Brian Lee. And in their corner, Brandon Baxter. Their opponents right here today, coming in at a combined weight of 397 pounds, wrestling from the hood, here are the USWA Tag Team Champions, J.C. Ice, Sir Wolfie Dean, PG-13. This is going to be a good one, guys.
Looking forward to this one, Corey. You better believe it. PG-13 still down with the crowd. They are popular. Renegades, no doubt about it. But, brother, I'll tell you, they are popular. They get in there and do things people say can't be done. Well, they better be on top of their game because Gilbert and Lee, the Legend Slayers, no small order. Particularly... No,
you can't.
Wrong. I don't think he understands.
No, it's not a title match. They're wrestling the champions, but the belts are not on the line.
Doug Gilbert was saying we're going to leave here the USWA champs. Of course, PG-13, they do hold the belt. Doug Gilbert out of the jacket. Who's going to be starting? Gilbert will be starting against Wolfie D. Well, it's an interesting thing that Brandon Baxter, with all of that big, yeah. Your job is to put them down. They're not going down by themselves, buddy. Brandon Baxter running his mouth since the first moment we saw him in the USWA. Eddie Marlin, Dave, has got him set up in that handicap match where he's going to be in the ring.
Yeah, and against a partner, or against an opponent, one of which he doesn't know who's going to be. And that's got him worried. We can tell, talking to him, he's not happy about it at all.
Yeah, he was out here hysterical about who the mystery partner Dundee's going to have in the ring. The tag goes from Wolfie over to J.C. Ice. And J.C. turns it over, goes into a bar right down at the shoulder on Doug Gilbert.
You know, I've always found it interesting for managers. He comes out here and he says, why you got me booked? Why does Eddie Marlin have me booked in a match? I'm a manager, not a wrestler. Okay, that's fair as long as he manages. As long as he comes over, he can come over and run his mouth at the table if he wants to. Here's where managers make the mistake, I think, and that's when they get involved physically in the match. We've seen Baxter do it time and time again, and that makes him fair game in our mind. And Eddie Marlin, the promoter, apparently feels the same way. It says, all right, he wants to trip people, he wants to hit people from outside, put him in the ring.
Unfair thing about it is that when they're outside the ring, they really aren't fair game because an opponent can get disqualified for going after the manager, and yet they're doing all that stuff. So Eddie just signed a contract. Right hand puts Wolfie down on the mat. Eddie just got a contract where we'll put him in the ring and let everybody have their shot at him. Then we'll see what kind of mouth. Sunset flip, over he goes, but the referee is down with Brian Lee.
Yeah, the referee distracted there by Brian Lee, and as a result, may have cost PG-13 a victory for the moment anyway. Whoa, look at Wolfie D take him down with that arm. Nice drag as he was coming out of the corner. He beeled him down about halfway across the ring. Gilbert immediately claims he had his hair pulled. Yeah, that's possible. Doug's hair is short, but it is pullable, but it didn't happen that time.
Whoa, great teamwork. JC a knee lift. A count of 2, and that's all they got, but that was close. Ripping right hand. Into the ropes goes JC. Knee comes right at him. And he takes a last shot at Doug Gilbert. Gilbert rakes the eye.
Yep, got him in the eye, and that's what slowed JC down. He got hit with that knee from behind, but he was still going till they got him in the eye. Oh, the knee drop. Lower back in pain as J.C. Ice is down on the mat. Doug Gilbert happy with himself. Brings the fingernails across the back.
JC head for the other corner. He needs to tag Wolfie and let Wolf get back in there. He's a lot more stamina right at the moment than JC has. Turned him over as Gilbert puts JC Ice down. 1, 2. So turnabout's fair play. Gilbert was able to kick out of a 2 count. And now JC Ice kicks out. Referee Bill Rush checking on the chokehold. Apparently it's all right, as he has that reverse chin lock on JC Ice.
That's a hold that it's so easy to let it slip down into a choke, especially when you're a guy like Doug Gilbert who doesn't mind doing whatever to win the match. Boy, JC Ice in trouble here.
Of course, they've been in trouble much of their wrestling lives.
That's true. And, you know, PG-13 is also a team that wouldn't mind slipping into a chokehold if they had to.
They can do that. They can do that. Uh-oh. Choke slam for Brian Lee. And he puts him out. Spread eagle count of 1. And Wolfie, right? Johnny on the spot. Nails Brian Lee in the back, and the count goes to 2, and that's all. Once again, Brian Lee throws JC Ice down. Rips a right hand at Wolfie D. Doug Gilbert bragging about what they're doing to PG-13. Don't count your chickens till it's all over with, boys. And the whip. JC foot right in the head, David.
Man, Brian Lee used that height he has. He just pulled that boot up and nailed him right in the top of the head. Wow. Big, powerful right fist by Doug Gilbert, and another one to the side of the head. And Jamie has just been really, really beaten up in this match. He's had a tough one.
He needs to skate around Doug somehow and get to Wolfie, but not that way. Look at those punches. He has pounded him right down to the mat. Gilbert back in. He may go for a finishing pin right here. Uh-oh. Again, the diagonal rush by Gilbert. This time, JC didn't get it. Wolfie going after Brian Lee and Doug Gilbert. He's using that right hand to most effective measures. From behind, Brian Lee nails him. Now we've got just an overt 2-on-1 in there. And as Brian Lee went after him, Wolfie ducked. He nailed Doug. A double drop kick. Here's the whip. It's reversed. Wolfie in, goes under, comes out. Right on top of Doug Gilbert. Hooks the leg up. The referee again is distracted. Coming up, Brandon Baxter nailing Wolfie. Here's Dundee.
He goes after Brandon Baxter. Referee is calling for the bell. There's going to be a disqualification here. Brandon Baxter jumped into the ring. Bill Dundee came roaring in here to equalize him. And now they've got Dundee choking him with the rope over there. Picked up, Doug Gilbert has picked up a hubcap. He nailed Wolfie D with it, and now Bill Dundee gets the hubcap in the head.
Right down in the middle of the ring, Dundee caught with a pile driver and a spike. Now, what are you going to do? Pile drived him right there. Referee saw it, and so here comes Iron Man Dundee Harris. As if we needed that additional problem. Doug Gilbert standing on the neck of Bill Dundee. Brian Lee taunting him. And now Brandon Lee, that's even worse. He's hollering about mystery partners. Look at here, Dave. Scott Stud, Brian Christopher. And out of the ring, Gilbert, Lee, Harris, as Dundee laying down and PG-13 on the outside. It was a disqualification. If I understood referee Bill Rush, he disqualified PG-13.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around.
Brian Baxter was in there, but that's the answer to it. We'll take time out. We'll be back in a moment.